So let's say you've done that for 3 nights, and you come into this beautiful meeting room you've got here, and you've got a really important meeting, some sort of pitch or whatever. How are you going to perform on that? You're not going to perform well. Well, imagine that happened night after night after night after night, even though you were asleep. You didn't really realize it when you wake up, but you hadn't slept properly at all. And now these poor children, 6, 7, 8 year old, 9, 10, they're supposed to sit in a classroom and take in numbers and writing and comprehension and whatever else they're supposed to do within that left brain concentration focus, and sit still at the same time. It's unnatural at best, but if you're sleep deprived and you don't know it, it's literally impossible. And so then those kids, of course, get their labels and get their diagnosis and get their melatonin and all the rest of that stuff that happens. So that's what drives me, is actually trying to turn that tide. And it's happening. A lot of people are becoming aware, at least even just mouth breathing. And they're going, that's a problem. And that book, Breathe, and stuff's coming out. And it's really well-written book, a beautifully written book. And a lot of people, it's very readable and very engaging. And people are going like, oh, wow. They're really getting excited about breathing and breathing dysfunction, which is cool. Like I've been at game for about 12 years.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's always fun then watching Weston Price and dentists bringing out all the photos of underdeveloped jaws and things. It's starting to kind of catch, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's for real. But what people don't probably realize is that underdevelopment of jaws and how that affects deeply the psychology. And if you want to go into those deeper levels that we're talking about, how does that affect spiritual journey, for want of a better word, of that kid's development, that kid's understanding of the world and how they fit into it at that really precious age, like from 0 to 14. That's really formative in terms of how they perceive themselves within a family, within a community, as a boy or a girl, as how they fit into that society and that frame that they're exposed to. If you're doing that with glasses with hazy fog over the top, it's extraordinarily difficult. Academic life is difficult, social life is difficult, family life is difficult, because essentially try to go to sleep and they're under-oxygenated all night. So they can't repair, they can't grow. The brain just doesn't, executive function doesn't develop properly. That's actually proven. So the executive function is your ability to understand and realize consequences down the track. So if I do that now in A, and by the time I get to E, this is what's going to happen. But a lot of kids are just going A, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And video games makes that way worse, because video games gives you the instant A, and it just takes you to E or Z or wherever. And there's no actual need to go, oh, hang on, if I do this here, then that's going to end up with this happening down here. And it doesn't happen. The game just feeds you.